and he is holding a spear. And now he's not just holding the spear, he's wielding a spear. He is ready to use it. What's up, y'all, and welcome back to the Living in Your Car podcast with me, your host, Christian Payne, and my co-host, my dog, Jane. It's cold. She doesn't really like the cold. Yeah, it's actually 34 degrees. Yeah. Anyways, before I get into this crazy story, I would like you to consider subscribing, because I'm putting these things out every day, trying to make you laugh and trying to give you reasons to feel good about your life. Because, I live in a car and I got things that I like about it. And sometimes I don't. Sometimes I don't like where my life is at. And I'm sure that sometimes you don't like where your life is at. But maybe if you had something that you could compare, you had a life that you could compare yours to that was on the surface worse off than where you are, maybe that'd help you out. And that's really what I'm just trying to do. I'm trying to help you out here. So consider subscribing so I can make you feel better about your life at the expense of mine. Okay, well, let's get into this crazy story. One morning I was driving to work and I stopped at an intersection that I always stop at, by a gas station where I'll occasionally get caffeine, next to a grocery store, an H-E-B. What's that? Harry E. Butt grocery store, or Henry E. Butt, something like that. Regardless, I was stopped at the intersection and I saw a guy there, a homeless fellow who I always see there, who looks like a wizard. He's got leather skin, he's got a long beard, black with like a white stripes in it, really disheveled hair. Kind of looks like me if I'd been homeless for maybe 10 years and done a lot of drugs. Yeah, so he's there and he's getting yelled at by some guy I had never seen before. Some dude who looked pretty clean, who may not even been homeless. He had a relatively nice hoodie on. He was rocking some nice Nike shoes. He looked urban. He looked urban and like he had some money. He honestly might have been a drug dealer. Who knows? Most likely was, because in that area, it's essentially a tent city, Mad Max free-for-all spot, where there's lots of drug dealers, lots of crime. At the end of this video, I'll post some footage of the area. It's kind of rough. Anyways, the clean looking guy is yelling at the wizard, and the wizard's kind of indifferent about it. He's honestly playing it cool, and the clean looking guy is really amping himself up the cooler that the wizard is playing it. The clean guy walks across the street, gets up in the wizard's face. The wizard's like, whatever. I mean, he turns around, he's walking away, and the clean looking guy's getting up in his face. He takes his hoodie off, he takes his shirt off, and is it's the classic signaling of how tough this dude is, right? When in reality, he probably is not. Anyways, the light turns green, and me and the car next to me, we don't move. We stay completely stationary, because we want to see what's going on with this. You don't see this kind of action that often. So we wait. The light turns red again. Nothing happens. The clean-looking guy walks back across the street and goes to the gas station that's in that intersection, and the wizard just kind of disappears off into the tent city. And then me and this car are now stuck here at the red light for another minute and a half, and then the light turns green. I turn into the gas station where the clean guy went, because I was gonna go get my caffeine. I park, I get out, I look over at the clean guy who's talking shit to some people about how much of a pussy the wizard was. I was like, all right. Thinking in my head, like, no, I did. The wizard would destroy this guy, all right? I mean, no, hands down. Like, I walk towards the door, and then I start hearing some screaming in the area that the clean-looking guy was at, and I look at him, and then the clean-looking guy's looking down the road, and down the road, would you believe it? It's the wizard. It's the wizard running down the middle of the road during morning traffic. There's cars. There's lots of cars moving. And he is holding a spear. And now he's not just holding the spear. He's wielding a spear. He is ready to use it. And by spear, I mean it's a mop handle with a large kitchen knife duct taped to the end. And he's coming down the street. He dodges some cars and then gets on the same side as the clean guy. And the clean guy, I think he knows what's about to happen. And the wizard definitely knows what's about to happen, because he's yelling like, "Come here, motherfucker! Come here, dude! I'm gonna get you!" And then the clean guy, I would say instincts took over, and we got to see who he really was, because he starts running the opposite direction as fast as he can, and then he jumps onto the back of a moving car like it's Mission Impossible, all right? And the wizard wielding the spear just chases the dude, chases the car. The car pulls into the grocery store parking lot, because of course it did. Some random homeless person just jumped on the back of the car, and then just kind of disappears. Basically, he goes into the grocery store parking lot. And then I lost sight. The last thing I saw was with the wizard running into the parking lot, and one of the wizard's friends being like, "Yeah, they went this way, and he's going after it. So the clean guy could have been punctured, or could have gotten away free. But that was a wild event to see, right before work. And, there's been a few instances where I've seen things like that. And if you subscribe, maybe you'll get to see or hear some more of those stories. And, I don't know, consider doing it. I'm going to be doing these every day regardless. But if you want to feel better, or if you want something to laugh at, just consider give me a like and a subscribe. Sayonara. Thank you for watching, if you even made it this far. Okay.